Alright, update on Chainlink. So, in the last video we made for Chainlink, we outlined that we have this, very nice head and shoulders pattern, very, very valid. We broke down, came back and back tested it and started falling down. So, at which point we pretty much said, or we predicted that we were going to be coming down to at least 1167, which was the 25% drop price target of this head and shoulders. And as you can see from this wick that we had down, we literally nailed this call. So we did go down almost 27%, and we basically predicted 25%. So we called this. This target is now fulfilled, so we can basically get rid of this. This move is done. So we should now look at what else is going on in the market. So right now, the number one important thing that I see going on is that we are currently just hugging, and we're technically below this previous low that we put in at 1350. So you can see this has been big support before we put this in on the 21st of June. You can see that we've got a few touch points over here. Like if I move the horizontal ray over here, you can see it's definitely way more valid on these two touch points down here, but you can see that it was support here, resistance here, resistance here, and then when we broke above it, we had huge bounce. You can see it was kind of resistance and then support here, support here, support, and then when we did break below, it was resistance, resistance. So all in all, this horizontal ray is very valid. This has been in place for a very long time, all the way back since June 2020, so coming up to 2 years now. We saw something similar with ADA, where ADA had the $1 trend line that it was kind of holding for a year or so, and when we did break below the $1, we had a huge drop to 184. Pardon me. So yeah, what I see right now is that we are below the key area that we need to be above. While we are below this level, I am expecting lower price targets. If we do look at this, I believe the 1.618 is this micro fib here. So yeah, our next price target down would be somewhere in this box here. So I believe this was meant to come up to the 1.618 here. So you can see that we have this big red box coming as a point of interest that we could bounce from. So personally, I would like to see 1250 hold. This is the 786, and we are below the 618, which is the most important level, but right now 786 is the most important level because we would have basically invalidated this whole structure if we break below the 786. So if we do break below the 786, honestly, I mean, you could even argue that you could start talking about $5, $7, maybe even like $3.50. Now, I'm not saying that is likely to happen, but I am just telling you from a charting perspective, that is what the charts say if we do break below 786. I do believe that you should always take TA with a grain of salt. You should look at a bunch of different indicators, look at a plethora of different indicators, because one indicator isn't going to be right all the time. So that is why we compile all of this information. So massive selling volume did step in, tiny buying volume coming in today. So in my opinion, if Bitcoin and the total crypto market cap starts to turn down, I do believe that Chainlink would be coming down to let's say the 1.618 to start with, and then if we lose that, we can start talking about very bearish targets. But do bear in mind, we are kind of in a rock and a hard place right now. If I take this box from this to here, as long as we don't have a daily close below 1258, I would be fine. So if we do zoom out, you can see, oh sorry, it's actually 1240. So if we do have a daily close below 1240, then in my opinion, Chainlink would be getting ready to come down to the $9.63. So if you've been watching my content for the past few weeks, you know that I've been sitting on the sideline for all of these altcoins, and I have really dodged a bullet because I mean, a lot of these altcoin pairs against Bitcoin are just falling through the table. We called this 2 weeks ago when we looked at the Bitcoin dominance. We said while the Bitcoin dominance is above the 200-day, this was on the 11th of February, so literally exactly 2 weeks ago, we called that a move like this was going to happen. And since then, altcoins have been falling off the table against Bitcoin. So just to reiterate, I am still sitting on the sideline for a lot of these coins. The next target down for this coin, well, this could potentially be a bounce area now, because, you know, we are lining up with here and the 1.618. If we don't bounce now, then in my opinion it's going to get very, very ugly in the short term. So we could see a drop of as much as, not too bad, you know, almost 20% of its value lost against Bitcoin, which would probably mean that we'd come down, let's see. So if Bitcoin's dropping as well, then, you know, I find it more likely that a 29% drop, that would kind of correlate to, you know, maybe like a 10% drop in Bitcoin and a 30% drop in Chainlink, which, you know, lines up with what I'm saying on the Bitcoin dominance. I believe the Bitcoin dominance is going to keep on going up. So yeah, that is honestly all I see for Chainlink right now. Just to reiterate, we are below this key area of interest, 1350. So while we are below this, I am micro bearish, but in the more kind of macro picture, as long as we do hold 1440, then, you know, we could have a market reversal with all the news that's going on, you know, in the space right now, the geopolitical news. You know, it's a very unprecedented time. So if we do get more bad news coming out, I do see us coming down to the 1.618. If we lose that, then, you know, we can start talking about targets of, you know, 350, which I'm not saying are likely to happen. I am saying, in my opinion, it is likely that we come down to 968. This is what I've been predicting for a while. So yeah, that's all I see for Chainlink. Best of luck to all of you. Once again, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.